Sukwigar Vodeon and hello friends, welcome back to the channel. GungHoGuns here from Mando, and yes, the mustache is present. It's currently adding plus 12% crit chance and at least 400 intimidation rating. Scientists are baffled. I am not. Today in SWTOR, we are talking about our Vanguard Plasmatech. And folks, this spec is ridiculous. It's super fun, it's explosive, it destroys everything, including occasionally your self-control. I'm going to show you how to hit 31k DPS the easy way, the lazy way, the I refuse to memorize a 47-bun galaxy brain spreadsheet brain in ancient Sith way. You, I promise you, will not need to read the Korean Bible for rotations. You will not need a PhD in heat management. You will need a toolbar, maybe a Gatorade. Hydration, my friends, is important when you're melting bosses. Looking for like-minded lunatics to play SWTOR with? Then why not join the Mando community? We're on the Starforge server, and we've been around since the Star Wars Galaxy days, back when blasters overheated and the cantina was the real endgame. We run everything: PvE, operation, dungeons, weekly world bosses, PvP, duels, bounties, you name it. If it explodes, we're probably already there. So if you want a crew that actually plays and isn't just standing around on fleet quoting Revan, then join Mando. Discord is in the bio. Strap-in is going to get loud. All right, my friends, thank you again for being here. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoy the content, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe, feed the algorithm. Small little snacks here and there. It keeps the mustache shiny, as always. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you guys need any help, have any questions, or if you just want me to cover something else. I would be happy to assist as well. Everything in this video is timestamped in the comments, so feel free to jump around. Lastly, two quick notes before we jump into the video. One, we had a lot of members in Mando try the spec out, and they were hitting north of 35,000. And two, we have officially expanded on the Starforge Republic side Mando, so if you guys are on there and you just want to play in the Republic side, hit us up. We're always looking for cool people. With that said, let's jump into it. All right, let's kick it off with the gear, starting off with the tactical. Flame disposition is best in slot. There's a few others you can use for AoE, but by far flame disposition is going to help you the best. It's going to help you with your energy cells and all that good stuff. Get this and move on. The best two pretty much implants are the Mandalorian Armaments package and the Shock Trooper package. As you see, mine are only 326. If you are playing this game or this class as your main, I definitely suggest getting to 340. Your DPS will increase substantially. Going over to the stats, as you see right here, accuracy, you want that 2694 10%. And it just so in PvE, you don't miss on any of the bosses. If you go down to tech damage, you'll see that 110%. That's pretty much where you want to be. For your Alacrity, you want to get to 1.4 GCD, which is technically 2054. I suggest running an additional 150 Alacrity just to boost your, in case there's lag, like 2200, 2300 in there. I am a little behind because I just didn't have any more gold augments for 300 to boost them. So again, I just got it over that 1.4 and left it there. However, I do recommend that you guys go at least 2200, 2300 max is definitely going to help you in case there is lag, and then put everything else into critical. Let's go over the ability tree, and I definitely let you guys copy all this. I'm going to call out just a few things that, I like to run when I'm playing this. The first one being the suppressive heat. This is going to help you a lot. Make sure that you get this. I always get Storm. This is another gap closer, especially when you are, out there, you need to move and you switch bosses. This really does help you because we are pretty much a mid-range melee fighter. This is definitely going to help you. The other one I want to call out is the Heated Bolt. This turns into another dot. Make sure that you get this. Our whole rotation depends on it. So again, go from there. Lastly, I just want to kind of touch on 68 and 73. This right here is pretty much efficient tools. If I'm being honest, you should probably 100% get Sonic Rebounder. I am selfish, so I get efficient tools. It helps me in the end, but again, really up to you. But for the group, you should definitely run the Sonic Rebounder. It is going to definitely help you out in the end. All right, friends, I want to give you 2 tips on how to actually play this class and have fun with it, and more importantly, how to compete in DPS with it. And it's just 2 tips that I think a lot of people kind of skip on the basics of not understanding what to actually do. So let's just go into it and kind of go over it. The number 1 tip, obviously, is energy cells for the Vanguard classes. The way this works is like any of the Vanguard Commando classes, as well as the Bounty Hunter classes, your resource, your energy cells, so if you want to call it that here, this is going to pretty much make it where if you're going to be a great Vanguard player, or if you're going to be a really bad one where you're stuck on the moon with nothing to do but just your basic hammer shot. The best way to explain it here, and I'm going to try to make it a little easier for you guys to understand. With the Vanguard classes, you start off at 100. Okay, this means positive energy. If you go below 65, 70 even, 65 I would say is like pretty much the cutoff right there. 65, 70 energy, that means negative energy. That means bad. So what we do here, and it's just 2 attacks here that are going to pretty much make it. This is our Ion Pulse and our Hammer Shot. So when we are positive energy, we use Ion Pulse. As soon as we go below that 70, 65, we use Hammer Shot to bring it back up. That's pretty much how you're going to control your energy here. What I mean by that is, again, one more time, if you are positive energy, meaning like, 70 plus, cool, use Ion Pulse. If you dip below that 65, start using Ion Pulse in the rotation, start using Hammer Shot. Easy peasy, right? The next trick that I'm going to tell you, or the hint for this Plasmatech, is very simply Stock Strike and High Impact Bolt. You always want to try your best to do Stock Strike, and then into your Impact Bolt is going to do a lot more damage. Trust me. All right, friends, let's jump into the opener part of the rotation, and then we'll do the main rotation after. Really quick though, I just want to talk about aggressive play and then conservative gameplay. And it revolves around recharge cells. Okay, this pretty much makes, gives you back some of your energy, if you will. The way that I do this is I will go super aggressive while I have this available. And then when I get to about 20 energy cells, I'll use this to pretty much recharge them back. And then I'll play conservative. What I mean by that is, when I'm being super aggressive and I'm trying to get the most damage output, I will not use hammer shots. I will use Ion Pulse, and I will just destroy everything in there. Now, when you get to that 20%, if you have this available, you use recharge cells, it puts you back to like 95, 100. At that point, then I'll start putting in hammer shots kind of conservatively and, pretty much keep my heat, in the positive side until recharge cells come back. When they come back, then you go back to aggressive and so forth and so forth. Just a quick gameplay how I normally play this class. Anyway, going over to the opener rotation is going to be very simple. We're going to do it one time and then we go from there. Like always, before we actually jump on the boss, there's 2 things you want to do. One is your shoulder cannon. You want to preload, you get your 4 missiles. This is very important to make sure that your tank waits for you. Before he jumps on the boss, you want to get those pretty much going, those 4 missiles here. The second thing that you want to do is you want to use your explosive surge, and you're going to get a couple of buffs here. As you see here, you get pulse generator, and then you're also going to get pulse activation. Because of our tactical, we can stack 5 of these right here, and it's going to help you again with your energy cells and get these 3. So these 3 buffs here, you want to make sure that you have before you fight anybody. Again, make sure that you get them, pre-apply them before the fight actually starts. After that, here we go. The first thing that I do is I storm in at the boss just like that to open and to start the combat. Then we're going to use Plasmatize. Again, this is our number 1 dot, and it's on there for a very long time. This is why it's like 30 seconds almost. That's why we don't really apply it we apply it every 3rd rotation. I'll show you guys that after. But anyway, so again, we use Plasmatize into Incendiary Round, just like that. Then we're going to use Durasteel Armor into a Stock Strike, into a High Impact Bolt, Ion Wave, and Ion Pulse. Now we're going to use some fun buttons. Battle Focus, pop our Adrenal, and then pop our Plasma Flare into our shoulder cannon. And remember, with the shoulder cannons, they are pretty much, off cooldown, so you can spam them as you continue the rest of your rotation, into an Ion Pulse as well. So again, remember, with your shoulder cannon, you're going to keep spamming it, as you move onto your rotation. You just want to get all that damage out there ASAP. That is, again, the opener. One more time. Again, we're going to make sure, as you see right here, we're going to make sure that we get, our shoulder cannon, which is on cooldown right now, but obviously if it wasn't, you would get it. And then you're going to pretty much use explosive surcharge until you get 5 of these stacks right here with the pulse activation and 2 with the pulse generator. And then you're going to do storm one more time, plasmatize, incendiary round, durasteel, stock strike, high impact bolt into an ion wave, and then ion pulse, right? Fun buttons, get all your buffs up into a plasma flare as you're spamming your shoulder cannon into an ion pulse one more time. That is your opener. After that, we're going to move into the main rotation of this build. All right, and here is the main rotation. Again, you guys don't have to, follow along with my crazy key bindings. I made separate bars just for you guys. I definitely recommend if you are struggling with these, make the bars just like this. Just move them in here, maybe make it easier on yourself because these are in order that will give you the most damage output. Now, again, the way that it works, as you see here, you see our number 1 dot plasmatize. As you see the blocks, this is the best way to learn these complicated rotations. I have it on my 3rd block here, meaning that we're going to reapply it every 4th pretty much block as we're fighting the bosses with more health. Just because when you put this on there, it is quite a big, dot. It will be on there, trust me, until you reapply it. Everything else I tried to pretty much make to take care of any crits or any RNG that comes up. This is the best rotation that I can make where you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Just follow along and you will do a lot of damage. So after your opening rotation in your ion pulse, as you're still spamming shoulder cannon, you want to jump into your shock strike followed by 2 fillers. Now, again, I choose ion pulse because we're playing aggressively, but just in case you don't have your recharge cells, you can use hammer shots in this place right here. Followed by another incendiary round into an ion pulse one more time. Same thing applies whenever you see the ion pulses. Again, these are breaks that I put in there for you guys. Just in case there's heat issues, you can switch over to hammer station. And by heat, obviously, I mean energy cells. It's easier to understand it that way. As you see here, again, guys, there's quite a few of them. So take care, make sure that you understand where they are. That way you can control your energy cells and all that good stuff. But again, the way that works, one more time, we'll do a full rotation just to kind of show you guys how the, how that goes into it fully. And then we'll do a parse quickly at the end. As you see here, we got 2 of them. Let's quickly get 5 of our stacks. And just so I can show you guys that you can continuously do this more aggressively or, with the hammer shots. So as you see, we have 5, 4, and 5, or 4, 2, and 5. We're good to go. So we're going to go storm, and I'll click for you guys just to make things, easier to follow. So here we go. So storm into a plasma, into a incendiary round. And here is the opener. Let's finish it off with the ion pulse. Fun buttons. Okay. And then here is the spam of the shoulder cannon into a stock strike, into an ion pulse. And remember, we're playing aggressively right now until we go below that, 30%. And then we're going to use that, recharge recells. And then we're going to go very, very, conservative until it's back. So let's just do it one more time. And as you see here, it does take a little bit because of our tactical. As we see, we're going to get below it right here. Perfect. I just reapplied this. So now we're going to be very conservative. So here we go. 93, 86. I'm reading off the energy cells, FY, if you wonder what I'm doing. So 65. Here we go. We're going to use our energy cell in its place, and we're going to move on plasma. Back to 80. Good here on this one to use ion pulse. And just like so. So you're just watching for those ion pulses to see. We're going to use it here as well. And then you just move on to the next one. And then again, a super easy way to control heat that way. If you just, again, substitute it, you'll be able to easily do these, 10 million bosses, even more bosses. Again, just keep an eye on your ion pulse. Keep an eye on hammer shots. Now, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go put a pretty much a parse for you, a showcase of how much damage you can do in the end. And let me know again in the comments if you have any questions. Otherwise, I'll see you folks in the next video.